I'm back as promised. If you didn't see the first video, you can go back and watch that one. That was pretty much an introduction to this new channel. This one is meant to give more an in-depth explanation of who I am, a little bit about my story, where I come from, where I am now, where I'm going. I just kind of want to be forthright. Is that's how you say it? I sound all professional. Forthright with with who I am. I'm not gonna really breadcrumb information. I want you to know who you're watching. So, as I said in the last video, I wanted to make this one a little more personable, detailed about who I am. I'm silly, so don't pay me no mind. I was diagnosed with ADHD. I don't know how true that really is, but I do get off track. My brain be all over the place. I might get off subject. Whatever is said, I am letting God lead whatever needs to be said. That somebody may need to hear it, or I just might need to get it out. I don't know. But I will try to make this video as short as possible. This is my channel. If you're here, I'm assuming you want to know more about me. So I'm not going to short that. I really do appreciate you taking your time to listen to whatever I have to say, to take your time and sit and listen to my story of little old me. That's really nice of you. Where do I begin? I don't know. I'm going to start with, like I said, I'm a 38-year-old single mother of 4. And I think I mentioned in the last video that my children are all from separate relationships. Like I said, I'm sure there's going to be some judgment about that. There's really nothing that you can say about me or about my life or my decision making or whatever that is going to either change it because I can't stuff them back up there or make me feel bad about it. I have repented and asked God for forgiveness. And really, his forgiveness is the main thing. I don't need random people on the internet putting me in some sort of box. I would hope that before you judge people that you don't. How about that? Don't. Just look at each individual person for who they are, because everybody's not doing the same thing for the same reasons. My son, who is 17, is from a previous relationship, and we were together for about a year or something like that. But we knew each other since we were in school. We went to like high school and everything. Known him for a while, and we have a pretty good relationship. My 2 oldest daughters, who are 10 and 12, going on 13, they are from a previous relationship. I was in that relationship for about 8 years. It turned abusive as the years went on. I just had to choose to leave. And then my youngest daughter, who is 4, is from a previous relationship, most recent relationship. And I believe that's where I am going to start my story. Outside of that, it's pretty much, what I just said, straight to the point. So we were together for about 6 years, and my daughter now is 4. We've been broken up for almost a year now, and I cut off contact with him. What do you call it? With no contact? I think that's what you call it. Since last year, September, October, something like that. So as far as that relationship is concerned, what I am learning not to be, I guess. I've always been a people pleaser, a lover, always want to make the people around me happy, whether it be family, my kids, my pets. I love and I love hard. And also being what they call an empath, which is really just a spiritually sensitive person, an emotionally sensitive person, and sometimes an overly nice person who also has used to and sometimes still do have a hard time telling people no. That led me into a lot of situations where people manipulated or took advantage of me. Yes, well up into adulthood. Your age doesn't make you learn things. I think that people think that just because you get older, then you just supposed to grow out of emotional abuse. And that's just not how it works. There's no actual resolution, then there's no such thing as just growing out of it. I had a lot of times where people took advantage of me, and on my part, just not knowing any better, being too friendly and open, wanting to feel love so bad that I allowed it to happen. So my last relationship was supposed to be different. He was 8 years older than me. And because of that, and because of, I guess, his demeanor, to me, I felt like I was stepping up, finally a real man, right? And I was spiritually ignorant as well then, even though uh, we grew up in church, but I was still spiritually ignorant. I now know that they didn't really teach as much. How we met, I had a sexual dream about him. Mind you, I didn't know him, didn't know anything about him, didn't have a crush on him, didn't like him, barely knew what he looked like, didn't know his name. And just randomly, I had this real passionate, very vivid dream about him one night. And that is what motivated me to get up the next day and pursue him. And then it went from there. That was a spiritual attack. I don't know where it came from. I don't know if it was just the devil himself or if somebody actually did some sort of witchcraft to cause that. But maybe somebody can give me more details in the comment section, because I'm still a little baffled by that, because I know that the enemy can use anybody in your dreams. You can have sexual dreams about anybody, but the fact that it was him, I really still don't understand. I feel like it was meant to push me in his direction, but I don't know why. Excuse my glasses. So that led into a 6-year relationship. Not till towards the end of the relationship did I start to learn that he was covert narcissistic. I love that saying, death by a thousand cuts, because when I heard that while learning more about narcissism, oh, this is exactly how it felt. When I prayed and asked God to change my life, God started to slowly show me who he was, his bad attitude, not having empathy, low effort when it came to me, uh, can't give me a compliment to save his life, putting me down when he felt like I was doing something that made him feel inferior. It got to a point where I was like, wow, where I felt like it was like night and day. Whatever the Cupid arrow that was in my back got snatched out, and I just was like, I don't like you at all. You're not my type, which he's not. If it wasn't for that dream, I would have never looked in his direction. His personality is not my type. The way he looks is not my type. And once God really took the scales off my eyes, I realized that he was never really treating me that great. He was beating me down from the inside out. But because he was calm and he wasn't yelling at me or putting his hands on me or out loud cheating on me, because I can't really say what he was doing, because he always kept his phone a secret, and then he went to work. You know how the society is, oh, he go to work, girl, then he a good man, Savannah. I learned more from that relationship than any of my other relationships, because I realized that a person can be 250 pounds and 7 feet tall but be weak on the inside and out. I learned that just because a person speaks to you calmly, or someone has seem to have a calm demeanor and seem to care, doesn't mean they actually care. Just because someone makes the empathy face like, oh, doesn't mean they're actually feeling empathy. I realized that a lot of things that he was doing was just him mimicking what he was seeing me do. As God built me up and made me stronger and stronger and more resistant and resilient to his negativity that he would secretly try to throw at me. Okay, I'm not drowning myself so you can float at the top, right? So I just kept being me, unapologetically me, louder, happier, and it irritated him. It was obvious that it irritated him. I didn't allow him to take my joy, and that bothered him. So it turned into him competing with me. So everything I did, he tried to do. He did propose to me. We were engaged, but he was never actually going to marry me. He was dangling that ring over my face, over my head like a carrot to get me to do whatever he wanted me to do. And if I didn't do it, then he would keep making it seem like he could just walk out the door. I always said I wasn't going to date a girl with kids, and kept throwing it out there as if he had options and he doesn't have to be here. And one day I was just like, I'm not asking you to be here. I don't need you to be here. I'm here because I want to be. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. Stop threatening me as if I need you here. And if you weren't here, I'm not going to make it, because I was a single mother before you showed up, sir. And I'll be one after you leave. The joy that I have, the world didn't give it, and nothing, and I mean nothing, and that includes people, cannot take it away, because I have 3 girls looking up at me, and I have a son. And while I can't teach him how to be a man, I can teach him how to be a good man and a good person. You're pretending to be these things, and when I started to see that it was all a lie, I'm not going to keep perpetuating that lie. It was a lie. You're not strong. You're actually really weak. You're not uh caring and empathetic and loving. You're not any of those things. You're not any of those. You're actually really selfish. We both actually had like this respiratory thing going on. I don't know what it was. I went to so many doctors. I went and got allergy tests, asthma testing. I mean, I went to I just kept going. I could not figure out. I had pneumonia in my chest a couple times, bronchitis, and we thought it was the house that we was living in had mold. Having a man that goes to work is great, but that's not you don't get an apple for that. Women are also going to work. And then when I come home, I'm also dealing with the kids, and I'm also cooking. And then you want to back rub, and then you want me to be a wife to you. So no, you going to work doing one thing all day is not worth getting a cookie or a graham cracker. It's not special. And no, it's not enough. Especially if you're not even paying all the bills. Like, I digress. I made the decision because we were staying in a hotel, we had lost our place, and he just kind of left me to drown. I'm standing in food lines. I'm standing in line trying to get help to pay the rent. I'm filling out applications everywhere to get help for rent. Doing everything I can to try to keep the house together. Anywhere I could go to ask for help and money or whatever, I was doing it. Until eventually God was just giving me no's everywhere. And I remember God giving me this message that there was someone eating my fruit that was in the tree, just eating my fruit. If I needed anything in return, he would make sure it was strings attached. I had to owe it back to him. We're supposed to be a couple, but see, that's when they don't actually make that commitment and marry you. They can always be like, well, you're not my wife. I don't have to put that much effort in, right? But they will never say it. They just won't do it. They still expect the wife treatment from you. And that was my mistake, for continuously giving wifely treatment to people who don't deserve it. Because I'm not anybody's wife. The moment I decided to stop sleeping in the bed with him, those symptoms, the respiratory problems, literally went away in one night. I haven't had a problem with it since. Like I said, it's been almost a year. I mean, it didn't matter because, it didn't matter. I felt like I was free. It was like he severed that tie. And then I really saw him. When I was still sitting in the bed with him, I still felt empathy. I'm still feeling for him because we going through this together. He wasn't feeling that way. For him, he was blaming me and inside for all of it, mad at me for all of it, and was busy trying to push me up against the wall and out of his way. Like literally. I'm sleeping on the side of the bed up against the wall, and he makes sure he has the nightstand next to him so he can have his stuff to sit there, and then he got to move all of my stuff to the other side. So I have to either ask him to hand me stuff, or I have to get up and crawl out of the bed to go get my stuff, because he's literally pushing me to the side like I'm unimportant to him. He literally showed me that I don't even like this person, and this person don't even love me. So me and my kids were homeless for a bit last year, living in a hotels, because we moved from different hotels to carry on from hotel to hotel, getting kicked out. And yeah, so that was a rough time. but also a very freeing time, because during that time when God used that time to talk to me and wake me up at night to pray and reveal a lot about me to me and reveal about him to me, and all the things that I was doing wrong, and the men that I was idolizing, and the things that I was idolizing instead of idolizing God. I was idolizing love and that man who did not deserve it. And I finally got a place where I am now in February. He found a way to help me pay rent, get me on my feet. And I know he did not bring me this far to leave me. We're trying to, find a way to keep bills paid, because I don't have a job. I don't have a daily job. Um, God told me to stop looking. I know it's going to sound crazy to some people, but my people know y'all know what I'm talking about. God will tell you to do some stuff and you be like, well, really? As soon as God blessed me with this place, I lost the part-time job that I was working before I moved. And I was actually hoping to up my hours. He softened their heart enough to allow me to stay there, to have some income. I moved here. That's when I lost the job. That's when they let me go. During that whole time, while I was in the hotel, while I was working at that place, when I got this place, I mean, I'm just filling out application after application. I done did so many things. I done worked in the food industry, hospitality, janitor, what do you call it, housekeeper, warehouse, inventory control. I mean, everything that you can think of except driving trucks and forklifts. I believe I've done everything else. I can't even tell you how many, some stuff I forgot, because I was always doing something. When I was a teenager, sometimes I'll be working 2, 3 jobs at a time. I don't know why. At the time, I didn't need really, just was doing stuff, I guess, to stay out the house. I don't know. And I've never had a problem getting a job. I always had great interviews. I'm usually pretty good with people, you know, I don't like to pat myself on the back, but people usually like me. And I do consider myself a genuine person. That's why I've always had good interviews, because I just go in as myself, especially the older I got. Look, take it or leave it. Because I'm at this point now where I'm sick and tired of these jobs that barely pay you enough, but they want you to work. You'll work till your back is broken, but they want you to come in there and give them a presentation like they about to hire you for a multi-million-dollar. Come on, seriously, we lifting boxes, sir. And I just got to the point where I'm like, I don't go in there disrespectful. Of course, I'm still professional and stuff, but you ain't gonna have me coming in there dressing up in a suit when I know we gonna be wearing steel toe boots. They want you to come in there and kiss their feet. The more I would just go in there and just be who I am and not think too hard about it, because at the end of the day, what's for me is for me. No matter how many job applications I was filling out, 20 to 30 a day, how many interviews I was going on, I couldn't find anything. I was just like, Lord, what's going on? There was a time before where I would fill out applications and I would feel it in my spirit, like, this is what I'm looking for. And that would be the job that ends up working out, or that would be the interview that would end up working out. I don't even go on Indeed anymore. This feeling in my spirit, like, I just don't want to do this. I'm not above it. I don't look down at that kind of stuff. I can't stand people who look down at people who do these kind of jobs. This stuff is hard. Imagine working 12, 13, 14 hours on your feet all day, lifting heavy stuff, playing with machinery that could kill you at any second with just one tiny little accident, you're cutting your fingers off. You ain't even getting paid enough, but you still struggling. Man, that stuff is hard. I can't stand people who are like that. You talking down to these people and they work harder than you will ever work in your life. The people who treat people like that, yelling at the drive-through person, disrespectful to the housekeepers, people who do the physical jobs that they feel like they too good for, I guarantee you, they will run laps around you because they work way harder than you think they do. Sidebar. Anyway, Lord, I don't want any of these jobs. And I don't think you want them for me either. The well went dry. Nothing. Not even an interview. I was like, what? And the ones I do get callbacks are impossible to take. I know God set me here for a reason, but I'm like, now for what? What are we doing? Which leads me to where I am now, talking to you guys. I don't know if any of that made any sense. I don't know. I feel like I was talking for 32 minutes. That's a long time. Hopefully, nobody fell asleep. Hopefully, what I said makes sense. Where I am now, that all led you here. Because, like I said, I can ramble. So, ignore the rambling and just catch the story. But now, here I am doing this. What I have here, I also, this lip gloss that I am wearing that you saw me put on. This, I make lip gloss and uh, hair oil, body butters. My brand is called 1414 Exodus 1414 by Rachel, actually. Um, Soap, body soaps. Everything is homemade, natural ingredients. My lip gloss is called uh, Bliss Lips by Rachel. I'm just starting out. I'm literally starting fresh with everything. It took me 38 years to step out on faith. And it was so much easier to just go into a job and do somebody else's work they tell me to do. To do something that is just you and from you, to see if their business goes down, it's their business. Now it's me. It's my face on this screen. Never thought I would do something like this. I have been through a lot. I've done a lot of things. The enemy did a really good job over the years of making me feel unworthy. He used that same narcissistic spirit through multiple people to keep me from seeing the beauty that I am. I am fearfully and wonderfully made in God's image. God has given me so many great talents. I can sing, I've recorded music, performed in a few places back in the day. I do it more as a hobby in my car. I don't take like singing lessons and stuff like I used to. I can make anything from scratch. I do me and my daughter's hair, my son's hair all the time. I can dance, write, poetry, literature. God has given me so many great talents. Creativity literally runs through my bloodline. My dad was a singer, cosmetologist. He did hair and nails. He was also a chef. He was in the military, Vietnam. He also is an artist, like visual artist. I mean, really good at it. And he made sure to put me with a lot of men to make me feel like I can't put myself out there. Like I was worthy enough to have a child with you, to have sex with you. If I had do anything past the capacity of what you can do, then I can't do that. I am fighting that narrative today, starting today. So whatever I decide to call this channel, I would love for people to give their ideas. Hopefully this story wasn't too sad or too long. I tried to take out as much information as possible. That I'm just saying what's on my heart and who I am. And I chose to go more in depth with my last relationship because that was the most recent situation that I just came out of and what led me to where I am today. Like that relationship, I learned a lot more. Outside of that, I dealt with drugs. I used to take pills. What kind of pills you say? Girl, whatever they have, whatever you got on the menu. Ease, Molly's, Percocets, bootleg Percocets. Yeah, pretty much. Smoked weed, black and milds, cigarettes, mostly black and milds. And that's Oreo. There's my kitty. One of them. Yeah, I used to drink. I was always more of the pill and taking drugs. God has never allowed me to go completely off the cliff. Friends around me who were doing the exact same thing. But people would look at me and be like, I didn't know you smoke, or what you take, because he's never let me go that far. He's never let me fall off the cliff. He's never let me overdose. He's never let me go to the hospital for it. Always pretty much stay in shape. And I like to kind of speed walk. I didn't look like I was doing anything. That was just only by the grace of God. That's it. Him having his hand over my life all the way up until now. And I really, truly thank God for that. I did not deserve any of that grace. So that's where I am now. I am here, single mom with my 4 babies and my 2 cats, waiting on God. And in the meantime, I guess I'll talk to you guys, show you my journey, show you where we're going next. I know I'm not the only person who has a story, and I hope that this helps others. Some young ladies out there. I've been through that, and I'm going through that right now. And I've come across a lot of people like social workers and stuff lately, and They just like applauding me. You're so strong. I'm proud of you. And I just keep saying to myself, like, man, girl, I didn't do that. That is God. All I did was hold on and hang off the cliff. It was him that was keeping me from falling. I ain't do nothing. I'm just saying. He just keeps telling me to be still. I keep asking him what he want me to do. And I keep hearing, be still and know that I am God. I'm going to do this channel and just see where it goes. If anyone has any questions, want to ask me anything personal, you can most definitely ask in the comment section. I'm going to try to do something once a day, something short once a day, starting off. And let's just see where this goes. Okay. Exciting, yet very, very nerve-wracking to allow people in. People be cray on the internet. Another thing, quick thing. I'm a regular old girl. I'm sorry. You will never see me on here with a full beat up face of makeup, whatever they call it. I just don't. This is me, all natural. So what you see is exactly what you get. And I just hope you like it. If you don't, thanks for stopping by. It was nice knowing you. Bye.